Tonight at 6, heat warning, intense conditions in the coming days, including the humidity. How to protect your family, pets, and just when we'll see relief.
And we have 2 more hours left of the heat advisory that was in effect since yesterday, and then we have an extreme heat warning for tomorrow. We'll talk about what that means for you and I coming up.
Bomb your way into the negotiation table.
After the strikes, protests at the White House following President Trump's decision to hit Iranian nuclear facilities. How locals feel as tensions rise. Scare on the mall. Someone drove erratically overnight where people were enjoying a weekend evening. The concerning video and what we know at this hour. And new ways to save, avoiding a big electric bill. Honeymooners, we're looking out for you as well on vacation. Plus the upcoming Amazon Prime Day deals. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. The story everybody's talking about, it is the heat on our doorstep and certainly on the way. Meteorologist Scott Sumner joining us right now where we have a heat advisory. It's still in effect. Scott, tell us about that.
That is right, Ben. We have it in effect until 8 o'clock this evening. Certainly use caution if you're going to be outside. We have heat indices in triple-digit fashion and certainly middle and upper 90s across much of the viewing area. But this is where the counties, and this has actually been expanded since we spoke last night. A lot of counties down here in Northern Virginia included now into that heat advisory, have been included since early this morning. Now, our current temperature is sitting at 87 degrees, but don't let that fool you here. We have mostly cloudy skies, but certainly it feels warmer than that 87 outside our weather window. Walking the dog this evening, it is going to be brutal for both you and Fido, so make it a short walk possibly here. 80s and 90s, the actual thermometer reading through about 8, 9 o'clock this evening. Warm and humid, and as you can see here with our weather headlines, it is going to be overall a muggy night ahead. So no relief in the evenings as well as during the daytime over the next 24 to 48 hours. Extreme heat warning for Monday, extreme heat watch for Tuesday. And then again, this part of the story has not changed. Scattered afternoon thunder showers later in the week. We'll talk about it and show you that full 7-day coming up in just a bit. Ben?
All right, Scott. Meantime, those advisories remain in effect across the DMV, including in the district. DC remains under heat alert through Wednesday. Feels like temps well into the mid-90s today. DC News Now's Dave Laval joins us live from the National Mall. Dave, you're beating the heat. How about everybody around you?
Well, tell you what, Ben, I'm not the only one who thought about doing this here at the World War II Memorial. Coming up here and soaking your feet, it definitely provides some relief from all of this heat on what has been an excessively hot day around the DMV. Plenty of visitors to the National Mall, and they came prepared. Light, loose-fitting clothes, umbrellas, most importantly, something cool to drink. The mayor issues a heat alert every time the heat index is expected to hit at least 95 degrees. Overcast skies during the afternoon, along with a slight breeze, did provide a little bit of relief, but not enough for most. We actually found someone who used to live in the district, but now calls Minnesota home. Maria Longley helped bring a lacrosse team to the DMV. Her only complaint, the humidity.
It's very dry in Wisconsin in the upper Midwest, so this is our girls when they're playing, it's very, very moist. They're not used to it, so it's very different. It's a very dry heat in Minnesota, and here it's very dewy.
The Bowser administration urges people to stay indoors when possible, check on seniors and other vulnerable neighbors. The good news is cooling centers have opened up all around the DMV for those who need them. The extreme heat alert for the district runs through Wednesday, but the mayor said it could be extended depending on the forecast. We're live along the National Mall. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, stay cool out there. The DC News Now team of meteorologists are tracking the heat concerns as those temperatures are said to be dangerously hot. You can stay up to date on the latest by scanning the QR code on your screen. That takes you to the DCNewsNow.com weather page for the latest conditions and forecast. Turning now to a scary sight on the National Mall yesterday. A driver of this Jeep drove onto the mall, drove erratically between the Washington Monument and the U.S. Capitol. People sitting on the mall benches, watching and wondering what was going on. Videos online showed little police presence at the time. U.S. Park Police say the driver was arrested and nobody was hurt. The unidentified driver made gestures outside the driver's side window. We did blur portions of this video because it is unclear if they may have been offensive. Right there. The driver will appear in D.C. Superior Court. Developing right now, protests outside of the White House less than 24 hours after President Trump announced attacks on Iran, targeting 3 nuclear sites. The president calling the attack successful in an attempt to stop Iran from having a nuclear weapon. Today, protesters said the president's actions amount to an act of war.
President Trump has lied to the American people and he's lied to the Iranians about his seriousness with diplomacy. You cannot bomb your way into the negotiation table. There was a pathway that was peaceful and diplomatic, and he destroyed that last night.
Top Republicans on Capitol Hill praised the strikes in Iran, as well as Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. And all of this comes after the Pentagon shared key details of how yesterday's attack was executed in the skies. Live look at the Pentagon right now tonight. Bombers making the nighttime mission dubbed Operation Midnight Hammer. Raquel Martin reports what we know from top military leaders.
The vice president denied the U.S. is entering a war with Iran, instead calling it a war on Iran's nuclear program. The historic move is rattling leaders here in Washington and across the globe who now fear a full-blown war in the Middle East could be on the horizon.
Brand new video shows the moment B-2 bombers return to U.S. soil after carrying out strikes against 3 Iranian nuclear sites on Saturday.
The strikes were a spectacular military success.
President Donald Trump and most Republicans are rallying behind what they're calling Operation Midnight Hammer. The president approved the strikes Friday night and gave his defense secretary final approval Saturday morning.
President Trump has said from over 20 years, frankly, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Direct military action had to be taken.
President Trump is now pressuring Iranian officials to formally end their nuclear program.
If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
But Democrats say the strike should not have happened without approval from Congress.
Congress should have been a full participant in this decision, and we were not at all.
Senator Jack Reed, the top Democrat on the Senate Armed Services Committee, says the Trump administration risked a larger war.
We have to be very, very careful that we don't, in fact, start a regional conflict.
Protests around the country are calling for the U.S. to stay out of Iran. Iran insists their nuclear sites are merely damaged and vowed to retaliate.
It will show its dignity, strength, and greatness to the world.
Former Biden Pentagon spokesperson Chris Marr says tens of thousands of U.S. troops in the Middle East are now in danger.
We have a lot of assets, we have a lot of defensive capabilities, and we should fully expect that Iran will attack those assets.
Democrats are now pressuring Republicans to bring a resolution to the floor to restrict the president's war powers by the end of this week. Top Republicans, House Speaker Mike Johnson and Senate Majority Leader John Thune have confirmed the White House did give them a heads up before strikes on Saturday. For now in Washington, Raquel Martin, back to you.
Well, thanks to Raquel. Several local police departments have increased their presence around places of worship. This follows those strikes in Iran. Law enforcement agencies include D.C. Police, Fairfax, Montgomery, and Anne Arundel counties taking to social media to discuss the local response despite no known threats where they patrol. All right, back to your local news. 4 people were taken to the hospital after a very serious crash last night. Happened in D.C. on 14th Street and Potomac Avenue in Southeast. That's where those 2 cars collided. Check out these photos. Rescue teams were able to pull 2 people from the cars. 1 man is reportedly fighting for his life. 2 women suffered serious injuries, and another man who was hurt is expected to be okay. Developing news, D.C. police are investigating a double homicide. This happened just after midnight on 19th Street in Northeast. MPD got to the scene to find 2 men with bullet wounds, not breathing. Right now, nobody's in custody. If you have any information, you're asked to contact police. All right, DC News Now is your local election headquarters, and former Congresswoman Abigail Spanberger kicked off her statewide bus tour in her quest to be governor. Last night, Democratic nominee and Lieutenant Governor Ghazala Hashmi, Democratic nominee for Lieutenant Governor, Ghazala Hashmi, and the party's nominee for Attorney General, Jay Jones, joined the gubernatorial nominee, Abigail Spanberger, to launch her 8-day, 40-stop bus tour starting in Richmond. Spanberger used the chance to outline what the Democratic ticket will prioritize if elected.
Us for families across Virginia in housing, in healthcare, in energy, because everywhere I travel, people talk about how every day it just gets a little harder.
All three statewide Republican nominees, Winsome Earl Sears at the top of the ticket, plus John Reed and Jason Miyares, have yet to all appear at a campaign event together. Looking ahead and happening tomorrow, advocates are meeting with representatives in Congress to talk about the needs of the trans community. As part of Pride Month, Trans Unity Coalition is helping create relationships and with lawmakers. Last week, they held a rally outside of the U.S. Capitol, marched to the White House to advocate for the trans community. All right, some good news, folks. For Metro riders, they are expanding their service. What's it all about? Well, they'll now be open until 2 a.m. Friday and Saturday nights. Change started last night. Metro will also open earlier, 6 a.m. Saturday and Sunday mornings, and starting tomorrow. The Red Line, well, those trains will be running every 4 minutes during rush hour. Good stuff there. Hagerstown has been celebrating Juneteenth this entire weekend, and the fun has yet to stop. Yesterday, the city held a family fun and community unity day at Wheaton Park. Today, they're introducing a new exhibit featuring 19th century stained glass windows donated by Second Christian Church and Ebenezer AME Church, two historically black institutions. The exhibit closes tonight at 7. Coming up on DC News Now, wedding planning can be a strain. We're helping you stretch your dollar during this wedding season so you can enjoy the honeymoon without worrying about breaking the budget. And later, preserving history in Western Maryland, the group rallying together for the Railroad Museum's opening.